First, set up the shoot hotkeys in the project settings and check for them in the player input function. If a button is pressed, call the shoot function of the corresponding slot. Add a position node on each arm for the equipment slots, evenly spaced every 45 degrees. Add some weapons temporarily to make sure the orientations are correct. Shoot just calls the child's shoot function if there's one equipped. Also add an equip function and use it to give the player 8 torpedo launchers. I centered my weapon on the handle and add a position node in the muzzle. Preload the torpedo scene and make a new instance in the shoot function. I set the global transform so it launches from the muzzle and add the torpedo to the main scene. The torpedo is an area node with a collision shape generated from the mesh. Give the torpedo a speed of around 4 and calculate velocity from the Z direction. Use translate to launch it forward. Connect to the body entered signal to generate an explosion and delete the torpedo when it collides. This works on mobs and terrain. I also gave it maximum duration to explode after 5 seconds. Go to explosiongenerator.com to make a tile set. I chose the big explosion preset, copied every 10th frame to my project, and made an animated 3D sprite with the frames. The animation starts when the explosion object is added to the scene. Connect the animation finished signal to remove the explosion object when the sprite is done playing. Use a sphere for the collision shape, slightly smaller than the sprite. Connect the body entered signal to the explosion and deal damage to colliders. The damage class checks if the target is damageable and applies the amount if so. To prevent damaging the player with their own rockets, I add a faction variable to the player, weapon, torpedo, and explosion. I made the damage not apply if the target is in the same faction as the source, and the torpedo flies straight through your arm if it happens to get in the way. Now we just need something to shoot. I import a reef shark mesh and generate the collision shape. Add it to the shark faction and give him 100 health. Delete the shark when it falls below 0. It moves forward like the torpedo, but slower. Then I make it look at the player in the process function so it chases. Check for collisions after move and slide, and deal damage to any colliders. Then add a couple position nodes around the reef scene. Attach the shark spawner script, which generates a new reef shark at its location every 5 to 10 seconds. Finally, add the death screen, which is hidden by default. Then when the player dies, I make it visible. Use a color rect to change the background, and slide the alpha channel for some transparency. Add a restart button and reload the current scene of the main tree when it's pressed. Thanks for watching, and have a great day!